Okay, right.
Ram, I might go in and out of the meeting today because my internet's kind of weird today. It keeps dropping. So if I go on and off, it's because of that.
Come again, Praneeth.
Because of that.
Oh, because of the reason is
Internet, it keeps going off.
internet problem. Okay,
Yeah.
right, right. Okay, so in the last session, the concepts what we have discussed is about the temporary tables, right? And today we are going to discuss about the common table expression in CTE, in SQL Server. Common table expression. This is very important even in the interview point of view and even in the real-time point of view also. So if you observe up to now what we have discussed, we have a permanent tables and we have a derived tables and we have views and we have table variables and then temporary tables. Now the time to discuss about the common table expression. So all these are going to just store a data a part of a time. The scope is different. The permanent table, yes, it is going to store the data until you are dropping or until you are deleting the data. Okay, it will use that hard disk and it will store the data. Derived table is nothing but just a simple query, and in the from class, instead of putting a table, you are just mentioning a query. That is derived table. View is nothing but view is going to store a SQL query, and whenever you want to access anything from that query, and you just call that view. Inside that view, whatever the SQL query you have, the SQL query will execute and it will give the result. That is view, right? Table variable is nothing but just for temporarily storing the data. Not temporarily in the sense it is just storing in the in memory only, and temporary means the temporary tables are going to store inside the temp database. So coming to the common table expression, what is this? It is it's a moreover similar like view. For example, the table variable and temporary table. What is the difference between table variable and temporary table? The table variable is going to create in the in memory. It is using in memory to store, to declare the table variable and to store whatever the data you are going to store. And the temporary table is going to use some hard disk space, it will use in the temp database. Okay, in the views, when you are creating a view, whatever the SQL query you are using inside the view, that is going to store in a database. So coming to this common table expression, this common table expression also is going to store a SQL query result. So I'm going to write down on SQL query. Okay, it's a big query, 1,000 lines of SQL query. So I want to give some name for this query. Like this is it's not a name for the query. It's a name for whatever the result set is coming from the query. For example, I want to give this EMP So with this name, whatever the result is coming from this query is going to save in the memory. How long this result will store in the in memory? The result you can use immediately after this statement. In what ways you can use this result? Yes, in any way you can use. You can select, you can insert this result into another table. Okay, so you can do any kind of thing for this result set. So a common table expression is a temporarily storing some result in the memory, and that result you can use immediately after this execution of the CTE along with the select statement or insert statement. Okay, one more advantage of this common table expression is recursiveness. Automatically itself it will loop the data. Okay, one simple CTE I'm going to write down. So what is the syntax for CTE? With the keyword you have to use. What is the name of the CTE you want to give? EMP CTE. Okay, as select star from EMP. So bracket open, bracket close. Select star from where you want to take the data. This CTE. Because inside the CTE, whatever the SQL command you have mentioned, it will execute, and that result will come and store in the memory along with the name of EMP CTE. So simply you can write down EMP CTE. So you just execute this entire see, you can write down a where condition as well, where department number equal to 20. It is very fast when you are comparing with the normal SQL query. Okay, see here, I have a long query with 1000 lines, right? So this query result I want to join with another query, sorry, another table, or it might be this query, this table. This is a simple table, and whatever the result is coming from this query, I want to join with this table. So normally how can we do that one? So you can do like this. Normal way is select star from the big query is this ones. You just assume select star from EMP where department number equal to 20. You just give alias name as D. Select star from EMP where department number equal to 20 as D. And what I want to do, whatever the result is coming from this query, I want to join with department table. So inner join department table as D, as I want to give so for this I'm going to give alias name E. This is D on E dot department number equal to D dot department number. The result is coming like this. You got the point? This is a derived table. The derived table is nothing but simply after from class, if you are putting anything a SQL Server query instead of table, that is a derived table. And I have joined this derived table result with department table. The alias name for this derived table is I have given E, and the department table alias name is D. I am joining this on E dot department number equal to D dot department number. Is it clear? How I have joined a SQL query with another table. So the same scenario I am going to do by using common table expression. How can we do it? So just write down with EMP CTE, okay, as select star from emp where department number equal to 20, right? So what do you want to do? I want to join whatever this result, that result will come into this one. Alias name I want to give E, inner join D. Okay, inner join D on E dot department number equal to D dot department number. See, inner join department table, same result is coming. But in the performance point of view, this query is a bad one. This will give a more faster result when you have a large volume of the data. Right now you have in this EMP table only 14 records. Then if you have less volume of the data, this will work fine. If you have a huge volume of the data in this table, and whatever the query you have written here, it is if it is a big query, then prefer this solution. Okay, otherwise use this one. When you can use this one, the table having less volume of the data, and whatever the query you have written, the logic is very small, then you can go this way. Okay, right. So one more, this is the basic common table expression uses. One more scenario, I have a date dim table. Okay, I have a date dim table, means I'm going to create a date table, create, or I will see already I have some table under MSBI2, under tables, date table, right? So this is my date table. Select star from, so I have some data already. What I want to do, I want to truncate this data, truncate table, command completed successfully. Okay, so I want to insert some data into this table. The dates from 2001 onwards, 2001 January 1st to till date 2017, or I want to populate the data up to 2020 December 31st. What is the date? What is the day? What is the month, quarter, semester, year? Is the day is holiday, means Saturday, Sundays. If it is Saturday, Sunday, I want to make flag as 1. Otherwise, I want to make flag as 0. So how can we do it? How can we populate the dates? Okay. So for that, what I'm going to do here, first I'm going to declare two variables. This is very real-time scenario. When you are going to work in a real-time work, if they are asking to populate some data into the date dimension table, you have to do like this. I want to declare two variables. One variable is start date, and the start date from which date you want? 2001. And one more variable at the rate of end date. End date is 2017 012 31st. Yes, up to 2017 is enough. This is the start date, this is the end date. So up to what date you want, yes, you just change the date. Okay. Now I am going to create the CTE. The CTE is the first statement. Then you don't need to put anything in front of with keyboard. So I want to give this is a date CTE as bracket open, bracket close, and inside you have to write down okay. The very first what I want the start date, and I want to give the name as date. uh, just give s date, or you can give for date underscore key, whatever. So why it is giving red mark? Because before the with command, if you are writing anything, I have written some declared, right? So you just put this one, and here you can write down select star from what is the CTE. This is the CTE. If you are executing, it is giving just start date only, because inside you have written only the variable, whatever the variable you have declared and what is the date you have inserted, that is start date. Okay. So now from this 2000 January 1st to up to 2017, what we have to do, we want to add one by one, one by one, one by one, one by one. Now it is 2001 January 1st. Then I want to add one date for this date, that is January 2. Then one more date, January 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 until 2017 12/31st. So every time we need to add one day and we need to loop the query. So in this, normally if you want to loop, yes, you are going to use while loop, that kind of thing. But in the sequence, in common table expression, you don't need to do that one. Automatically it will recursive. See what I want to do: union all, select this date key from the date CTE where the date CTE, the date key less than this end date. So what happened exactly here? The very first time the CTE will execute this command, and what is the result will come? 2001. So this result, where it is existing, that result is inside the CTE. This is nothing but this CTE. So this command will take this date, that is nothing but date key, the alias name, from this CTE. Yes, it will take 2001. Okay. And for this date, what I want to do, I want to add one day. Every time I want to add one day. First, this query will execute and this will print. The second time, the CTE stores this value already. From the CTE, I'm going to take this date and I want to add one day. Then what will come? 2001. So in this way, it will add 03, 04, 05, 06 until this date key reaches this 2017 12/31st. You just see. The statement terminated the max recurs, right? If your CTE is going to give the result more than 100 records, what do you have to do? You have to do this option, max recursion. How many number of rows you want to return? Unlimited, so you just put 0. So 6 5 from 2000 January 1st to 2017 12/31. From this date, how can we generate a day? So you can put like this way, as day. And how can you get month? From this date, by using month function you can get. And how can you get year? By using this one, year name. And how can we get quarter, semester? So you can use date part function, QQ. So that you have to write down over here. Quarter. And how can you get the semester? Date part, semester, date underscore, years, same. And is it holiday or not? How can you do? If it is a 7th 8th day, weekday, sorry, 6 7, 6 7 means Saturday Sunday. So you can write down a condition, case when day, sorry, date part, weekday from the date key in 7 comma 8, then value 1, else 0, and as is holiday. I will explain the case when later. uh, how we will get semester? Just execute now. The date part second is not up. This is the second. For semester, how can we get a semester from the date? You can do one condition, right? If the quarter, case when condition, case when this quarter in 1 2 3 4 5 6, sorry, not the quarter means first quarter and second quarter is coming under semester 1, else it is second semester, and as same. See, 2001 the day is first day, month is the first January month, first quarter, first semester, year 2000. Is it holiday? Yes, I think it is Sunday. So this result I want to insert into this table. So from a result set, if you want to insert a data into another table, what is the command we have discussed yesterday? Insert into this table. 6575 records inserted. See, if you want to generate month, name, or whatever, you can generate by writing a date functions. Is it clear? This is a recursive CTE. Recursive CTE means here it is looping itself until this date key is reaching the end date. From 2000 onwards, January 1st onwards, it is looping this end date. Clear, right? Any doubts, any confusion? If you guys are not understanding, please let me know. I will
Ram, I think this the case when date part of weekday in 7, 8 you have written, right? It is sure 7, 8 or 6,
oh,
7.
I'm sorry, 6,7. Good. It again it is inserted. Huh? You have to drop the data. Duplicate insertion.
In real time scenario for the timetable, like the date table you created for the data warehouse, will the date key will be the primary key, or so that in that case that would not allow to insert it, right? Again,
Yeah, it should be a primary key. Then it won't allow duplicate values, and you have to update the record second time onwards. Instead of insert statement over here, you can put update command. Update. How can you update result between two tables? I have a data in one table and I have another data in another table. I want to update this table data with by using that table by using matching record. Update alias name I want to give for this is d table dot. What do you want to update? I want to update the only column, that is the issue with is holiday column, and you just put this select statement as k on. Okay, this is not the way you can write it. Or you can do one thing simply. Insert this data into one temporary table and you can write down the update statement from the temporary table. So what I'm going to do here, select star into hash temp table from, or we can insert into hash. So for this you need to create a temporary table. If you are using this one, select star into hash temp from, yeah, okay, incorrect syntax. Okay, yeah, definitely in these situations you have to create first one temporary table. Okay, then how can you create a temporary table for this result? Simply I want a table structure like this. Select star into hash temp from so one temporary table created. The temporary table name is insert into hash temp so the records are inserted into temporary table. You can see the data. So from this table you can update now. So what table you want to update? I want to update this date table, alias name as d, inner join temp table as d on d dot date underscore key equal to this t dot date set. So which table you want to update? Date table, alias name d. Set which column you want to update? Is holiday equal to d dot is holiday equal to t dot holiday. Okay, so this temporary table if already exists, what you have to do? Yesterday I told, right, if the table exists, what you have to drop the table. Incorrect syntax, update table d, you have to write down from invalid column date underscore key. From which table? Here the column name is date and here the column name is date underscore key. Here also date only. Done. Invalid object name temp table. Why? Okay, so we are dropping the table over here, right? So you have to specify the create structure of the table as well. What is the create structure for temporary table? TAMP. You can use this table structure. Done. Character of the table. Okay, no fine. See. So in this way, you can update many number of times. Not only the is already column, you can update comma day column, the date with t dot. So month column, quarter column, semester column, year column. So you can update all those things. You can give this structure to whenever you want to update your date table. For example, if you want to generate from 2017 or 2020, yes, you can use. Okay. So this is about the common table expression to do the recursiveness. You can write down the nested CTEs as well. For example, I'm going to write down with EMP CTE one query over here. Select star from EMP. And the next one is one more CTE also you can write down as department CTE you have to put comma. Select star from department. So you can use this CTE result inside this one as well, or you can use both CTE results, whatever is coming from this CTE and this CTE, you can join over here. Select star from EMP-CTE as inner join department CTE as D on E dot department number equal to D dot department number. Incorrect syntax in here, don't require as. This is one CTE and this is second CTE, and I am joining both results, whatever the result is coming from this CTE and this CTE, finally over here. I have two big complicated queries I have defined in the two result sets. Okay, you can do one thing also. This is one CTE, and whatever the result is coming from that CTE, you can use that inside this one as well. Immediately you can use that result. So this syntax for nested CTE is
I think it is comma. Yeah, only comma.
yes, here comma. This is the syntax. The new second CTE name, before that you have to put comma as. Okay, this is very important guys. Even in interview point of view also, they will ask questions like what is a CTE, what is the advantage of the CTE. Okay, it's a common table expression, and the main advantage of the CTE is it will store result set in memory, and you can use that result immediately by using select or insert. So it is more faster than our normal query. Whenever you have big queries, you can put that result into query into a CTE, then that result, if you want to use in another query, so it is more readable, more fastly readable from the memory. Okay, and also recursiveness. Without using while loop, it will loop itself. Best example is to generate the dates for a date dimension. If they are asking the question in what kind of scenarios we have used the CTE, we just tell to them I have used to generate the dates for date dimension table from so on date to so a particular date. Got it? So that is the reason I have spent one session entire for this common table expression. So please practice this common table expression. Okay. Any doubt? Clear? Right. So the next thing we have to discuss is, from here onwards, the actual T-SQL is going to start. Under the T-SQL, cursors. So actually these table variables, temp tables, CTE are coming some part of T-SQL, but not 100%. The 100% T-SQL part is cursor, stored procedures, user defined functions, and triggers. These are the actual T-SQL part. In Oracle we are calling that is PL SQL.